Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another session with the older man. Today, my friends, we're going to talk about the fact that thin is in, or is it? Well, we're going to get into the new trend that's actually starting to, it's taking root. It's taking root. Thin is back in. And I don't know whether this is on the heels on the fact that Trump is in. I don't know. But in the wake of, this woman here suing Lyft for them refusing to allow her to enter the vehicle, claiming she was too big to fit inside, to Lizzo actually looking damn good lately, we're starting to see a shift in the way women address health. And so that's what I want to focus on today, because this is a beautiful thing if we're actually moving in this direction. I want to feature this lady here. She's 72 years old. She is amazing. I want this woman to be the yardstick at which all women at any age should take her example. Okay? Yeah, 71 years old. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you her at 72. Okay? But I want you to look at that. All of you ladies, I want you all to look at that lady here, a beautiful black woman, and use that as motivation and inspiration and a yardstick of where you should be with regards to your health. That, my friends, is perfection. And there's no reason why each and every one of us, whether you're black or white, shouldn't look like this woman at age 72. So we're going to get into this video, my friends. This is going to be a bit hard. So listen, guys, in this video, I'm not looking to upset anyone, but I'm going to be harsh. I'm going to be straight up, because this channel is all about tough love. Hey, listen, my first major business where I signed that freaking dotted line for a real company was a gym, a bodybuilding gym. I became a gym owner and I became a personal trainer, black belt martial artist. I've always stayed healthy. And I did this back when I was 18, 19 years old. Between that age, I was a young man. I was still in my teens. Okay. That's when I started seriously getting into fitness. And before that, from age 7, I was doing track and field right through primary school, high school, etc. So I have never been out of shape, so to speak. And now as I'm approaching the big 6-0, hey, I'm still in great shape. I've never seen life outside of knowing that I'm fully functional as a human being. I respect my body. And I wanted to bring this up today because I really want to see all of us as human beings, especially in the black community, because we tend to glorify fat in a really sickly way. We have fat ass and fat this and fat. Yeah, I like my girl thick. The men have this almost obsession with seeing a woman who's obese. Thick woman. We have these euphemisms, these terms that sort of glorify our women. And I don't know whether this is something that was ingrained in us from back in the slavery days when, getting enough food and eating the scraps off of the master's table, so to speak, that we were admired for actually gaining some weight, showed that we were treated better, or that we had access to enough food, where we glorified being fat. I don't know where it came from. If any of you guys know where this whole obsession with big asses and big titties came out from, let me know. Glorifying that in the black community and then having it enhanced and pushed by the mass media is dangerous, extremely dangerous. Because I can tell you, the 1st of January, I had another one of my overweight brothers pass away at age 52 years old. Okay? And 6 months prior, there was another one passed away again at 55 years old. It's either severe obesity or it's diabetes. Those are the two things that are taking people out later in life. So if you want to be around for any extended period of time, man, you got to start preserving and investing in yourself. I'm going to ask guys a few questions. And guys, subscribe and like the video as well, please. Here's a question that came up. I want you guys to answer this one.
True or false? When a man isn't financially confident, he tends to go for bigger women.
True.
Explain.
Because you have to look at when I say go for, I mean, I would think the same way. Like if it's a woman who is saying, okay, who can I get something out of? She might choose the guy who might seem more lame, like women don't really approach him. I think people in our nature are predatory in a way. Like when we are looking to gain something, we tend to look for who would be most likely. So to me, if I'm a guy, I just got out of jail, I got probation fees, I need somewhere to stay, I'm not going to go for a woman who works out 5 days a week and looks good. I'm going to go for the bigger girl. I'm going to say, it's more of a chance that she'll be willing to compromise because deep down inside, she feels like maybe she has to compensate for the lack of the aesthetics.
Respectfully, that's probably the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. So you think because a woman is plus size or out of shape that her mental and what she accepts in life and what she should be expected to accept in life is less than because
because look what she accepts for herself.
Look at what she expects for herself. And the woman is right. I know the big ladies are going to come for me. But throughout my entire existence, I've always realized that the big women usually settle for a lot less from a man when she's overweight. It's the reality of life, my friend. Fit, feminine, friendly, agreeable, childless. Those are the characteristics of a high-value woman. Men are very visual. In the second he sees that first problem, he's exiting. If she cannot get across the fit, pretty much it's over from there. Now, the fat fetish is a serious thing. A lot of men have fat fetishes. But the second part is a lot of men view fat women, and I got to use the freaking word. I don't give a shit if you guys come at me, but it's fat. Fat is the word. It's not big woman. It's freaking fat. It's bloody fat on the body. I'm not using it to be nasty or to be mean. I'm just calling a spade a spade. We call a muscular man, he has muscles. But for some reason, we can't use the word fat when the person is fat. Make that shit make sense. It's a descriptive word. So please don't come at me. You're not supposed to use the word fat. I don't give a shit. Fat is the word. The person is fat. That person has a significant amount of fat on their body. And whether it's a male or female, you're fat. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm being descriptive and I'm being straightforward. That's what we need in our society right now. The word does not say that I'm being nasty. The significance of the word is just to describe the person. If the person is fat, more than likely, they're not going to get the amount of attention that a normal size individual would get. Therefore, she realizes that her sexual marketplace value is significantly less than her skinnier counterpart. Therefore, she will focus on what she can get. That's it. That's the reality of it. Unfortunately, a lot of them get confused with the men who have a fat fetish or see her as easy and easily manipulate her. Because women who are not in shape tend to have a lower self-esteem than those who are in shape. It's the reality of life. Listen, man, I'm just saying the real parts out loud. And this is one of the reasons why I see women overcompensating like this. Because this isn't normal.
Learn about life from an older man. Yes, an older man.
You see the second woman in the blue that just crossed this camera? Woo! And I'm going to keep repeating it because I just feel like a lot of you are going to come at me, especially the women. I'm not doing this to be mean. I'm doing this to identify a serious problem in the black community. Let's look at what fat is. What is fat? The amount of fat on the body. I'm going to ask ChatGPT so that you guys don't have to believe what I'm saying. Listen to science, okay? What is fat? When it comes to someone who is holding a lot of body fat, what is it exactly?
Fat, in terms of body composition, refers to the stored energy in the body. It's made up of adipose tissue, which helps insulate and protect organs. It's essential for energy storage, but needs to be balanced for overall health.
So in essence, fat is just the excessive amount of energy or food that we consume, correct?
Yes. Essentially, body fat results from consuming more energy than the body uses. It's the body's way of storing excess energy for future use.
Thank you. That's it. There is nothing else to fat. It means that the person have consumed way too many calories than they're actually burning off per day. Simple. Fill up your gas tank with fuel. The tank gets full, it overflows out of the car, right? Fill up your gob hole with too much food, which is energy, it stores as fat. How to control it? Eat less food. That's it. There is nothing else to it. Eat less food, burn off more calories. A calorie is just a unit of energy. So once you understand that, then you will understand these individuals, these women who do not have any self-control and consume an excessive amount of food, i.e. energy, it has to be stored somewhere. And in women, they store it in their asses, upper back, arms, hips, and thighs. In men, primarily the stomach. And the reason for that, the reason why men store it in their stomach and not their thighs and arms like women do, and hips, is because back in the day, men had to hunt and he had to run and chase down animals. So the fat was stored in the lower parts. His center of gravity was held lower, so he could actually still run for days and burn off that store of energy, but not in his thighs because he needs those for movement. Women, on the other hand, they stayed at home. They didn't have to worry about hunting. They didn't have to worry about two thighs rubbing together. Most of the time, they were in the fields. They were sitting, cooking. They were nurturing babies. And one of the reasons why women don't gain a lot of weight around their stomach is because they had babies. You see how this shit works? But guess what they did have? They needed huge mammary glands, but not as big as these, my friend. I'm going to show you a Drake video first because it's funny.
This might be the end of the road. I don't know. If these were real, I don't even know if I want to see them because then I'd believe that aliens exist. Huh?
Aliens do exist, my friend. I'm going to show you a few of them right now. Gentlemen, trigger warning. Just letting you know, it's not going to be pretty. To realize is that the glorification of obesity has become such a prominent thing that these women can get out here and show their obesity and other people glorify it. And here's the shitty thing about the internet. It doesn't matter what fetish that you're into or what kink people are into. There will be a substantial amount of people that will follow you. You could have the weirdest kink in the world and you put it on the internet. Remember, we got 8 billion people. 8 billion people in existence. All it takes is 200,000, a small fraction, to make that woman famous. 200,000. She can make a lot of money from those 200 people out of the 8 billion, but the internet will find those 200,000 out of the 8 billion that's on the internet. Get my point? And so she will be admired, not by the masses. She don't need to have the masses. All she needs is a significant amount of people to make her a lot of money. This is the problem that we have. And that's why we have the birth of the woman who just slept with 1,053 or 58 men. The woman who slept with 7, and she did that in less than 24 hours. And then, you got all of these different crazy weirdos out there. All she needs is a couple 100,000 people out of the 4 billion men out there that would admire that shit. Go figure. So I want to switch gears now because now we're seeing the thin is in. And listen, I'm not just going to pick on the woman, right?
Looking for a white lady that's tattooed and dominant and be willing to put me in a dress and beat the shit out of me. Homie.
Yeah, the male freaks are out there, man. Sorry, man. You know me. I gotta throw a little humor in it. That keeps me sane, man.
I'm trying to open my horizons to vegetables because I'm a pretty picky eater.
You're not a picky eater if you're 600 pounds.
This is the thing. The excuses that is accepted by general society for obesity is insane. It's insane because no one calls them out on this. No one.
Been to the top of the tower?
Yeah, it's rubbish.
It is. Guidebook says it's a must-see.
Well, you lot ain't going up there.
Pardon me? Why?
I mean, it's all windy stairs. I'm not being funny.
What exactly are you trying to say?
What exactly am I trying to say? Is there a bunch of fucking elephants?
Fight you.
Come on, leave it, fatty.
You know you're just the rudest man. The rudest man.
What's all that about?
Yeah, partly we have to tiptoe around fat people's sensibilities, common sense. Yeah, I've been to the top of the Eiffel Tower. It's a walk. It's a freaking walk. You know, they have elevators, but, you know, you want to experience it, you know. But definitely, they wouldn't get to the top.
I hate to say it, but we've got to prepare for the thin is in culture shift. I first heard of this prediction from Mani from...
Yes, thin is back in. Thank you for mentioning me. Go back and watch that entire video. It is incredibly important. But if you are the parent of a white child in particular, you need to listen the fuck up. Thin is in is a threat to our society at large. This will not just increase the rate of eating disorders among teens and young children, but quite often, thinspiration, this obsession with thinness, is what recruits children and teens to the alt-right. You need to be just as vigilant monitoring what your children are consuming as it pertains to thinness and fitness as you're supposed to be monitoring their consumption of these men with podcasts. It is part of the exact same pipeline. And your children are in danger in more ways than one.
Wow. So a massively overweight woman is warning white people that they should be careful about pushing the narrative of making their kids healthier because it's associated with the alt-right. Shit, man. Oh, God. We are doomed as a society. I swear. Holy.
Thin is finally back in and we can leave body positivity behind us. And I have so much to say about why it's such a good thing for the society that we are going back to the beginning of 2000s. I'm just going to give you all the reasons while I'm having my dinner. So let's get started.
Good video, good video. Small pieces, not shoveling freaking food down your gob hole. Chewing your food slowly, appreciating each morsel, having a drink, which I wouldn't suggest. You should never drink with your food, actually, because it dilutes the digestive juices in your stomach. It's a whole other story. But the point is, we need to emphasize this. You know the Japanese, Chinese, they eat with chopsticks. It's only a certain amount of food you can actually pick up with those things. Even though I see them using them these days with literal like shoveling food, it's insane. But the point I'm trying to get across is this woman has the right attitude. Start promoting proper eating.
So I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to the signs, but like we are re-entering a thin is in era, and it's fucking with me real bad. I feel like around like maybe 2017, 2018, I started to like finally develop this critical lens of like anti-fatness as it operates within our society. And at that time, at that time, I entered into what felt like this very niche group of the population that was like, you know what? We're fat and we're going to be fat. We're going to like acknowledge all of the evidence, not even just empirical evidence that diets don't work, but also like anecdotal evidence. Like you can just kind of look around and kind of see that like there's something off with this dieting thing. Like there's something that's not right. If all it takes is calories in and out, or if all it takes is getting the right, macros, or going to the gym, or, eating the right way, if that's all it takes, then why is it so difficult for everybody to not only lose weight, but to also keep it off in a sustainable way?
Because you have a society that promotes excessiveness. America is the country of excess. We want more money. We want more happiness. We want more drugs. We want more this. We want bigger house, bigger car, bigger, every freaking thing. You are a society of excess. You all need to learn to buck the trend and start thinking critically so that you can make better informed choices. Start thinking. Why do they want us fat? Oh, fat people have lower self-esteem. Yes, they do. I don't give a shit what you say. Yes. You need to spend more on insurance. You need to buy bigger everything. You're going to need a bigger house, bigger car. You need more food. You need bigger clothing, more expensive of everything. You get sick more often. You're going to go to the doctor more. Everything is going to be required. And guess what? You're going to be paying into a social security program. And by the time you're ready to claim on it, you're going to die. So now we'll have all this excess money that's not going to you. You won't be a burden on the healthcare system or the social security system because you'll be dead. It's not difficult to understand. But the problem is that your governments don't realize that there's a greater issue to this. Because if you have a healthier population, the cost of everything wouldn't go up. You would have a happier population, happier and healthier. Less pressure on the healthcare system, less pressure on the social security system, more productivity. Productivity would increase because people are getting sick less. People are working harder, longer. Society would be more productive. But no, the government is operating from the opposite perspective because your country isn't run by governments, it's run by corporations. And the corporations don't give a shit about you. They only care about how much money you're going to spend. And this is evident because the large majority of your food are high in fructose corn syrup, high in massive amounts of sugar, high in chemicals, high in salt, and any other addictive properties that can be included in order for you to just keep eating more and more and more and more is in there. Yeah, me sitting on the other side of the world, work that out because it's so damn simple to understand. Follow the money, my friends. Who benefits from your fatness? Corporations. Simple.
Whatever you do in life, do not get fat. It ain't worth it. Don't do it. Don't stretch that back out. Don't stretch that tummy out. It's not worth it in the long run. Just start pushing the plate back. Like, do what they used to do back in the day before all these fad diets and all these hacks and these new things. They just used to eat less food. So eat less food. Don't be foolish and eat McDonald's all day and be like, I'm gonna take away one of my McDonald's meals. Like, just eat less food. Try to cook at home. Try not to eat so many processed things and enjoy life, but push the plate back. Don't keep eating when you're full, because America is off the charts on the food. The food portions is ridiculous. I just went to a restaurant yesterday and I was disgusted, for one, and I'm not even going to tell you why, but the other reason was I ordered a small taco salad and she asked me if I wanted half or full. I said half because I'm like, I'm not really that hungry. I just want to eat before dinner because I'm not going to eat past 7 o'clock. So I got a little taco salad and it was ginormous. I was like, did you give me the full? She said, no, this is the half.
Yeah, American restaurants are ridiculous, man. I went to an American restaurant yesterday. It was an opening. Not going to mention the name, but hey, I had a burrito. The thing was this big, seriously. And I said, is that an extra, extra large? And the Filipino just said, no, sir, this is normal. This is normal. And I was like, holy Christ. I ate half for lunch, right? And I put the other half in the fridge and ate the other half for lunch the following day. Because to me, there's no way I'm going to freaking consume that much food. Yeah.
Most men are not attracted to obese women. If you see a guy with an obese woman, most likely it's because of the fact that it's his only option, and he's probably hoping that he can get her to lose weight.
Right. And then she'll become his ideal woman at that point.
Yeah. And listen, man, you got some beautiful, man, and I'm talking beautiful in the face, very symmetrical in the face, overweight women. If a man is attracted to that, right, and he's a normal sized guy, he will try his hardest to get her in shape. And you know what the problem is? Is that woman will probably work hard with him. But what happens now when she loses that weight and she now discovers she getting a lot of attention from other men? He's screwed. That's no different than building your woman with better education and hypergamy kicks in. Building her business, she starts earning more than you, hypergamy kicks in. Building her, and if you're not building yourself, bro, you're helping her lose weight in order to leave your ass. I've seen that in many, many times, my friend. Okay? This right here is what you need. So the next person I want to highlight, the birthday is our dear friend Lizzo. Now, the whole body positivity thing was a huge thing with Lizzo, right?
Lizzo. Okay. Now, me and Lizzo went at it, and people were basically trying to say that I was fat phobic because I believe Lizzo is incredibly talented. I have some of her music actually on my phone. Her Truth Hurts song, I thought that was really fun and catchy. I'ma hit you back in a minute. She came out and everybody loved her. And she's a big girl, but okay, that wasn't the problem. There's other big people that sing. And then they tried to make fat her brand. And I found that to be very problematic because they were not doing that out of love. They were doing that out of hate, and they were doing that out of wanting her to sell something that ultimately harms people. And so I covered that on my show extensively and said, like, Lizzo, you don't need to be this. You don't need to make them make you the fat brand and only offering you money like when you sell being obese and pretend to be happy. Like, you can't feel good with that much weight on you. It doesn't mean that, that you should have to be a size 2. But it also should mean that if you are big, make an effort to be healthy because you want to be around here for a very long time. Well, I guess a prayer was answered because Lizzo posted herself working out. She just writes, if you're reading this, remember that you can do anything you put your mind to. Stay focused. You got this. And she looks amazing. Like, she has lost a ton of weight. I wish I had put a before and after here because she looks so good. And this is what we need to promote, not just in the Black community, but in all communities. We should be promoting like real health, not people trying to tell you that for your mental health, it's okay for you to eat McDonald's breakfast, lunch, and dinner if that's what makes you feel good. Not by trying to make you think that there's glamour, but this, like saying, hey, it doesn't matter where you are or where you're starting, you can make a difference. And she's absolutely right. And I will tell you, I didn't dive into the comments, but I will guarantee you that she's going to get backlash from people who are fat and don't want to change their circumstances.
Yeah, she will, and she did. Lizzo was the poster child for the fat community. I am sure Black women got even fatter. Every single big girl was out there promoting herself. You had fat channels here, fat channels here. But what happened? A lot of them died.
These 4 social media influencers were swept up by a movement that claims obesity is perfectly healthy. The tragic truth is they have all died under the age of 45. Yep, those young, happy influencers preaching how being huge doesn't mean you're unhealthy all lost their lives to obesity and related to its conditions. Taylor Lidwin died of a presumed heart attack aged just 33 according to his brother. He had 1.9 million followers on TikTok where he completed bizarre eating and drinking challenges. Jamie Lopez, who starred in US reality TV show Supersized Salon, died from heart complications aged 37. Dr. Kat, who questioned the links between weight and health, lost her life aged 42. Brittany Stewart died aged 28, having finally admitting shortly before her death that binge eating ruined her life. In today's society, we have these types of influencers continuously brainwashing people to believe that being obese is healthy. Fatness is almost glorified in our days, and saying anything negative about it makes you fat phobic.
Yeah. And those are only a few. There's quite a few more that have already passed. I don't want to make this a dark video, so I'm not going to dig any deeper because I think 4 is enough. Okay? But Lizzo, she obviously heard the freaking warning bells ringing. And to be honest, and I'm so proud of her, man, seriously, because I always used to look at her in an absolutely grotesque fashion. I don't listen to her music, but she was constantly showing up in the feed simply because of who she was. And the push to make her this massive star who was extremely obese was sickening for me to watch. I had all of you sending me photos of her doing some, like this photo here with the pink outfit, grabbing her crotch. Okay, yeah. Is that Lycra? Oh, God, Lycra with that kind of fat. The sweat. Oh, no.
Do you know what's going on with Lizzo? The 35-year-old singer is widely known for her body-positive messaging, but she is now being sued by former dancers on claims of body shaming, among other accusations. 3 former dancers have filed a lawsuit against the singer accusing her of sexual, religious, and racial harassment, disability discrimination, body shaming, and creating a hostile work environment. The dancers accused Lizzo of remarking on one dancer's weight gain before berating and later firing them. 2 of the plaintiffs were eventually fired while the other resigned over the alleged behaviour. In one incident, one of the plaintiffs claimed she soiled herself after dancers were told to audition for their jobs again.
I don't want to think about an overweight dancer who soiled herself. Let's just leave that there. But Lizzo obviously has a wake-up call because this is her now.
I hope everyone's having a great Sunday. Because I'm having a great one.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that's a sponsor, but the point is, I'm sure it's a healthier option. And that's the thing. You can make so much money, guys, pushing healthy options, you know? I think the health market is one of the biggest markets that people can actually make a lot of money on, you know? Before I go, I want to highlight this lady here.
Process for me has been flawless. In December 7th, I'll be 72, and I've got this plan that I am going to do one of the most beautiful photo shoots for the 72nd birthday. I'm showing people my age how the human body will continue to respond if you practice self-love and self-care. I was addicted to refined sugar, high fructose corn syrup. I had horrible skin, eczema, asthma. I just had a rough time digesting food. I made the loudest belches of anybody on the planet. My mother put sugar in everything. Knowledge is power, and learning how to nourish yourself and provide food for yourself is massively important. I believe in life, and I don't need to take life to nourish myself. I don't have to do that. So taking care of you is your responsibility. I read those books and started practicing, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. And that's when I began to understand the importance of knowledge. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food.
Knowledge. We all have the ability to absorb knowledge. We have every single bit of information at our fingertips. There is no more excuses, no more complaints. We had all the knowledge available to us from the time we had encyclopedias. From the day we had encyclopedias in libraries, we had all the knowledge available to us. All the knowledge we could absorb about everything. Then we had the internet. Now, all of that knowledge was able to be combined into one simple device, a computer, and then it came into our mobile phone. Even easier. We got YouTube where you can get every single question answered, especially about health. We have it all available to us, but we're such a lazy society that we take all of this knowledge for granted. There is nothing simpler than saying, hey, you want to lose weight? Eat less food? Move your ass more. That's it. There's no freaking magic formula. But because it's so simple, people think, I can do that anytime. I don't need to do that. It can't be that simple. and they make life difficult for themselves. But you know what? It is that simple. So when I look at this beautiful black woman at age 72, who has taken that knowledge and applied it to the most important thing that she has to live with, her body, and I can see her as an example of what women should look like, I have to feature her at the beginning and at the end of this video, because this is how we should all look like. This is what all women should strive for. This is how we used to look as a black community back in the day. We need to get back to basics, my friends. Ladies, you have to be like her. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please note that my goal is not to upset anyone, but I am that uncle that gives you tough love. I'm that uncle that's going to give you the cold, hard facts. This channel is not for beating around the bush. This channel is all about, listen, man, you need to get off your ass and move. You need to stop eating so much. You need to take control of your relationship life. You need to take care of yourself. I'm trying to create a well-rounded, healthy, happy, productive society. That's all. That's my goal. That's it. So I would love to hear your feedback, my friends. Like the video on your way out, and please pick up my Content Creators Toolkit so you can start learning how to create your own content. Whether it's books, courses, or your own YouTube channel, etc., that kit will help you 100%. So until next time, tomorrow, remember, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.